Goedenavond, welkom bij een nieuwe aflevering van Films en Sterren vanuit Hollywood in Amerika. Ik neem je in deze aflevering mee naar de wereldpremière van Evita. Welkom terug bij het tweede gedeelte van Films en Sterren. Ben je er klaar voor? We gaan naar de wereldpremière van Evita. Your son-in-law is playing the main part in this movie, Antonio Banderas, because you're Tippi Hedren and Melanie Griffith's mother. Yes. Is it a special night out for you?
It's as exciting as the night that Melanie was nominated for the Academy Awards. It's absolutely thrilling.
It feels a bit the same.
So it does. It absolutely does. Right. And I don't know of another premiere that has had this much excitement. No. Maybe musicals are on their way back, you know?
You know everything about musical. I've seen you play Sunset Boulevard. You know how difficult it is. Now Madonna has done Evita.
Oh.
What do you expect?
Oh, I expect she's going to be absolutely magnificent.
Do you like her as an artist?
I do. I really do. I think she's unique. I think she takes risks. I think she's always reinventing herself, and that's very hard to do. So.
Heb jij Madonna wel eens gescreentest voor een film voor jou?
Nee, ik heb er wel een keer gesproken in Mexico City toen ik Total Recall aan het doen was. En dat ging over haar interesse in Frida Kahlo. En uiteindelijk hebben we een keer door de telefoon gesproken over de tweede hoofdrol in Showgirls. Die later door Gina Gershon is gedaan.
Ja.
En zij wilde dat doen, maar dan op voorwaarde dat het karakter veranderd zou worden. En
groter zou worden?
Nee. Ze vond dat het karakter te onsympathiek was.
Ja.
En ik vond dat het karakter een beetje onsympathiek moest zijn. Dus ik wou het niet veranderen. Dus dat was het eind van de conversatie.
Was it a good experience for you?
Definitely it was, because from 20 years ago in 1976 I bought the record, and from the time on, you know, many things happens, and finally it was like a dream that came true to do this movie. That's basically what I feel.
This is a crazy night out. You've both been involved in this project for more than 20 years. Is this your... Well,
20 years? Well,
I'm not that old.
20 years me, less for her. Yeah.
Well, you were there at the beginning, no?
Well, I was here about 6 years ago, yeah.
Right. But is this as crazy as it is for the other people as for yourself?
I think this is crazy for everyone standing here.
I saw a sign out there and it says, Madonna, you've won the Oscar. Do you feel the same?
Oh, I would never say that. I don't want to jinx myself.
Nou, als dit niet echt Hollywood is... Ik ben dus heel erg benieuwd naar die film Evita. Die ga ik nu zien. Daarna hebben we een feestje. Dan vliegen we met z'n allen naar Londen. En daar praat ik met Madonna. Tot zo dadelijk.
Bijna 20 jaar heeft het geduurd, maar nu is hij dan eindelijk te zien. De filmversie van de beroemde musical Evita. Al in 1976, nog voordat er sprake was van een musical op het toneel, liep regisseur Alan Parker al rond met het idee van een musical over het leven van Eva Perón. Evita gaat over een arm meisje dat uitgroeide tot Argentijnse presidentsvrouw en lieveling van het volk. Met een hoofdrol voor de muziek van Tim Rice en Andrew Lloyd Webber en voor een vrouw die als geen andere de rol van Evita Perón vertolkt, Madonna.
All I want to know. Stand back when it's honest, because you wanna know what you're gonna get in me. Just a little touch of, just a little touch of, just a little touch of star quality.
Well, Madonna, here we are in London.
Yes.
Finally. It was a great party though in LA.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, did you?
Yes.
Too
many
flight,
people.
Though, to London?
Yes, a very long flight.
Yeah, but I slept. You didn't.
No.
You took care of your daughter though.
Yes, she kept me up the whole time.
Wow. I mean, when I saw you arrive in LA at the premiere, I thought, wow, that was an Evita-like arrival. Is that the only similarity when you go outside and people see you waving at the crowds, or are there more things?
Well, I think there's a few more things. I think that, well, I think Evita was a very determined person. I think she had a lot of courage. I think she was very focused. I think she had a fire inside of her. And I think that I can identify with that.
And I read that you said she was misunderstood all over the world, and that's something I can relate to.
Yeah, well, I think that the world kind of painted a picture of her that was very one-dimensional. And I think that happens to me also.
And people sometimes think that you slept your way up to the top too.
Oh, well, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you have a talent, whether you're Evita or Madonna,
Yes.
I mean, that counts, no?
Yes, absolutely. You'd have to have intelligence and a talent for something to attain the power that she attained and the influence that she had over the country.
Could there be in our fighting core a lack of enthusiasm for
Exactly!
Peron's latest flame?
You said it, brother!
Should you wish to cause great distress in the tidiest officer's mess, just mention her name.
That isn't funny! Peron is a fool, breaking every taboo, installing the girl in the Army HQ. And she's an actress, the last straw. Her only good parts are between her thighs. She should stare at the ceiling, not reach for the skies, or she could be his last whore. The evidence suggests to be loud and to be late.
The minute you started shooting that one tango scene and you know you were having your baby, that you were pregnant, was that a difficult day to do?
I suppose. I mean, actually, every day was difficult because we worked very long hours. But I got through it. So it was all right.
Must have been that you felt like, this is my year. I've got the movie that I wanted and I've got the baby that I needed, that I wanted that much.
I've been very lucky.
Everything you touch seems to turn into gold or diamond.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No.
But this is a very lucky year for me.
Although you've been working hard on the film career. I mean, you
Yes.
tried it many times and sometimes it did work, sometimes it didn't. But this time it feels like, hey,
It worked.
it worked.
Yeah.
Are you happy with it?
Very.
Vast besloten het te gaan maken in de grote stad duikt Eva het wilde leven in. Ze wordt actrice en krijgt werk bij de radio en in de film. Ze wordt een populair gezicht in de invloedrijke kringen van Buenos Aires. Op een van de vele feesten ontmoet ze de politicus Juan Perón. Het is liefde op het eerste gezicht en het begin van een van de beroemdste liefdesrelaties van de 20e eeuw.
It seems crazy, but you must believe there's nothing calculated, nothing planned. Please forgive me if I seem naive. I would never want to force your hand, but please understand I'd be good for you. I'm not talking of a hurried night, a frantic tumble and a shy goodbye, creeping home before it gets too light. That's not the reason that I caught your eye, which has to imply I'd be good for you. I'd be surprisingly good for you.
You did a lot of singing. I mean, it's only singing in this movie. Is it too easy to say that you, well, you're obviously a very good singer and you have a lot of experience with that you could hide yourself behind the singing in this movie?
No, there's no way to hide when you're singing because singing is purely emotional. And actually, it's a very intimate thing to sing. And you have to be very true to yourself, so I don't think you can hide behind your singing.
But does it make acting easier?
No, it doesn't. It makes it harder.
Because you're more aware of the songs or more aware of the scenes? I mean, there's so much.
Because you have to act the scene and sing well. In fact, you have to do two things at once.
And in this case, it was even more difficult because you recorded all the songs before you shot one scene in a movie.
Yes. So we had to act. We had to act out the film twice.
But acting it out in the studio must be very difficult.
Yeah, it was.
How did you pretend? How do you prepare for that?
Well, Alan was there, and he was in the studio with us, so we would actually go through the scenes as if we were going to shoot them in the movie, and then we would remember what we did, and then we would record it. It felt like the most magical experience you could imagine. Like, it was at that moment when we were filming where I really felt the transformation into her, where I really felt that she was absolutely standing right next to me, or possibly was inside of me, that I felt her presence. Because I know she stood on that balcony so many times before, and there was so much electricity in the air, and the crowd was, you know, the Plaza de Mayo was filled with people, and lots of them had tears in their eyes, and you heard the music of this, you know, Don't Cry For Me is such an emotional, powerful song. I mean, everything sort of happening at once made it really difficult to imagine that we were filming it, that it wasn't actually happening. You know, the line between fact and fiction was very thin.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I kept my promise. Don't keep your distance.
Do you feel like I've made it as an actress? Like you've made it as a pop singer?
I don't think in those terms, like I've made it, because I just think, okay, I've had the opportunity to be in a great movie and I hope I have another one.
Very nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Dit was Films en Sterren voor vanavond. 19 januari zijn we er weer. Dan praten we onder meer over de First Wives Club en praten we